Hello traders, this is Gerard Reynaud. I'm president and founder of TraderMakers at TraderMakers.com. I would like to welcome everybody to this presentation, part of the Online World Traders Expo, and also at the same time I would like to thank its founder and president, Mr. Larry Jacobs, for allowing us an opportunity, not only to us to be here presenting to you guys, but for putting this event together where we can house hundreds of traders and many good presentations for all of us to continue growing in our community and in our trading. So thank you, Larry, and thank you guys for taking the time to watch this presentation. As part of what we do in TraderMakers, we provide quality education by means of giving the tools and the right guidance that traders need in order to succeed in today's markets. So hopefully this presentation, as part of the Online World Traders Expo of 2015, we're going to do just that and present you, all of you traders, with quality material. This webinar is packed with a lot of good information and a lot of good things that you can apply to your trading starting right away. And over the course of the presentation, I'd like to break things down a little bit. I'd like to talk to you about tools. I'd like to talk to you about system. I'd like to talk to you about a little bit about my company and what we can do for you to hopefully help you advance your trading. If you give me a second just to introduce myself, I'm Gerard Reynaud, the president and founder of TraderMakers. I have traded professionally since the year 2000, so it's coming up to 15 years. I've been a trader and a senior technical strategist at some private funds. I've pretty much traded it all, from stocks to options, forex, futures. I have my studies range in I've been studying and analyzing the markets in all ways and forms. My studies in financial markets and derivatives goes from programs all over the world, including an advanced proficiency option certificate from the CBOE. And just now this year, I am now a candidate for the CFTE, Certified Financial Technician, from the International Federation of Technical Analysts. If you would like to explore my credentials any further, you could find them at my website, TraderMakers.com. Also, as part of my experience and my commitment to growing the trading community and coaching traders for the past few years, I've been very honored to have been featured as an expert on a very prominent website called Trader Kingdom, which I would also like to encourage you to check out. My profile is there, along with other many good traders and coaches. Definitely a good website to explore. And with no further ado, let's explore the agenda for this webinars for today's presentation. The title of the presentation pretty much said it all. 100% rule-based trading is what's going to help you achieve the best of the best and the best results for your equity curve and your trading. There's two things, and I'd like to just deviate from the presentation a little bit. There's two things. I'm going to show you a very quick slide here that I prepared. I was just typing this before the presentation, and this is very important for us to understand. There's two things that traders are looking for and traders should be looking for. One of them is the system, and that will give you a means of getting into the market. Now, there is one thing that your system must have. And I know what are you probably thinking, you know, I've tried 3, 4 different systems, and none of them have really taken me to where I want to be. Most likely, that is about 90% of the calls I receive and what I see on beginner traders. That's pretty much what I see and what I hear. You know, Jerry, I've been taking 2-3 courses. You know, I've had 2-3 separate systems. You know, some of them work well for a time, then they stop working. Then, you know, I just couldn't put it all together. That's fine. I understand. We've all been there. We've all done that. I exactly understand what you mean. But let me just make a clear distinction here. On those systems that you may have tried before, maybe you've never had a system. Well, if you never had a system, then we have a complete different problem. You do need to have a system in order to trade the markets proficiently. If you don't have one, we can help you there. If you've already tried a few systems, here's where we need to make the distinction. This is what a system needs to have. Absolutely need to have in order for it to be valid. A system needs to have objective rule-based signals first and foremost. So please raise your hand if your previous systems have had truly objective rule-based signals. The second thing that it needs to have is it needs to be proven over time, and not only by means of back testing it, but by testing it in a live market scenario. And the third thing that is very important is a winning system needs to win at least 65% of the time. More than that is better, but at least 65% of the time. So I'm going to show you over the course of this webinar how our system is built with objective rule-based signals, how it's proven over time, and how our winning ratio is demonstrated to be over 65% of the time or better. Now, the other thing, I want you to take a look at the right side of the slide here. The second part that you need to have in order to become good at trading and to become a professional trader, you need to have a good teacher. And that is what TraderMakers does. What TraderMakers does is we provide quality education for people that are committed to advancing their trading careers. Now, again, maybe you've never had a coach before. Maybe you've had a couple of trading coaches, which again, maybe you've had 1, 2, 3 of them. You learn a couple of good things, but your trading is really not at the point where you want to be and where it needs to be. Well, again, a couple of things to ask yourself. Did your previous coach give you one-on-one mentoring? One-on-one, I mean you and your coach on an hourly basis, in front of the screen, in front of the charts, only you two. The second thing that it's important to have quality coaching is to have unlimited access to your coach. See, the only way that you can really learn from someone is if you guys are learning one-on-one, and that you can also have the ability to go back to that person in an unlimited fashion to ask as many questions and bring up as many scenarios as possible for you to clearly understand the material. Also, one of the things that the coaching program needs to have in order to be the most effectively as possible is a trading room where you can come in and watch your coach trade with the benefit of calling ahead all the trade setups. So if your previous coaching system didn't have that, we're going to show you something that does have it. And if you're looking, and if this is your first time looking, well, please start paying attention to all this, because all this is going to grow up into a fantastic webinar. The last thing that a coaching program to be effective, in my opinion, needs to have, it's a record of timestamp trades. Because unless you have some kind of proof that what you do and what you preach about, it's working, and you can prove it to your audience, then the rest is fluff air if you don't have that type of thing. So once again, ask yourself those questions, because these are the two things that any trader and any aspiring trader needs to have: a system and a good coach. Because I believe that the winning formula is the right guidance, the right tools, and the right knowledge. And let me now present you the TraderMakers Difference, so that we can start establishing the credibility. For those of you who know what we do, that's great. For those of you who are new at TraderMakers, let me tell you what the TraderMakers Difference is. There is no shortage of trading programs and coaching programs out there. And the majority charge in the vicinity of $5,000 or more for their tools and their services. Now let me tell you where the TraderMakers Difference is. We are set to provide all students with a real and sustainable trading education by means of, let me go back to the previous slide, providing one-on-one mentoring, unlimited support, a trading room that you can come and practice alongside with us with the benefit of calling ahead all trade setups, and a record of timestamp trades of all those trades that we take while in session in our room. Okay, so that will give you all the necessary tools and guidance for your success. So we help students plan and achieve their trading goals. And with all this, hopefully we are setting out to reverse the trend of poor education that is available on the internet. Now let me make a pause here and touch on that a little bit. Once again, you guys go ahead and Google day trading. Google the word trading or day trading. There's going to be thousands of options and thousands of search results that are going to come up. So I am absolutely positive that you've come to the right place. So with no further ado, let's just move on here on the presentation. And let me show you what we stand for and what we do. That's the TraderMakers Curriculum. We provide courses for all types of traders, beginners, advanced, intermediate. We provide courses in technical analysis, operations, options, but our main dish is our signature day trading course, which is designed for beginners, intermediates, and advanced traders as well to make trading consistently profitable. And that's the ultimate goal. Let me say that again. Our day trading signature course is designed to help traders of all levels achieve consistency and profitability. And that's why this is our signature dish. Everything's starting to sound pretty good, so hopefully things are resonating with you. You have to have a coach, you have to have a system, you have to have objective rule-based signals, a proven track record, and on the coaching package you have to have one-on-one education, and you have to have unlimited support, a trading room you can come into. All of that sounds great, but unless there is something that can prove that this works, then unfortunately, lots of those Google searches when you Google day trading that come up they're not able to establish some credibility because they just can't prove it. So what we've done different, and this is the TraderMakers difference that I would like to talk to you about, is we have established our credibility in many ways that I would like to present you. Because this is important, folks. Unless we do this, then everything else doesn't matter. So how have we been able to establish credibility? First and foremost, the TraderMakers difference, it's in their partnerships. It starts with their partnerships. How do you know which one is a good company to follow? Which one it has credible, potentially useful resources for you to take advantage of? Well, we've partnered with Ninja Trader Brokerage, Kinetic, Shark Indicators, Trader Kingdom. These are long-standing successful companies that we have decided to work with each other because we believe and we stand by each other, believing in our products, services, and customer support. This could only help and benefit the trading community. So the way to really assess credibility is with recognition, track record, transparency, and results. So let's start by recognition. TraderMakers is proud to be hitting a 5th year anniversary. We've been coaching and mentoring traders for the past 5 years, giving them the tools and the education necessary to succeed. We're very proud of that. We've coached hundreds of traders, and we hope to have an opportunity to talk to you more about what we do and to hopefully help you succeed in your trading career. Second, track record. We have 5 years of documented time-stamped trades that you can access immediately. Feel free to follow thehusky.blogspot.com. Go to followthehusky.blogspot.com, and what you're going to see is a 5-year record of time-stamped trades. As a matter of fact, I would like to take you there right now and show it to you. It looks like any other blog, but what this is important is that every post that we put in is exactly the results from our trading room from that particular day. And you can click on these images and expand the view of this. And let me tell you why this is important, folks, because this is a real track record. This is not a back testing record. This is a record that it's generated while we are calling trade setups live in our trading room every single morning. And as you can see, some days we trade as little as 10 minutes for the day before reaching a hefty target. Now, why is this important again? Well, two things. If you're looking for something that is credible and sustainable, well, you can look at this record and see exactly what are we trading, what's the risk that we're taking, entries, exit prices, more importantly, entry times, exit times, profit and losses. This is absolutely important because you can see where the actual trade setups are happening and what's been traded. Now, as students of ours, our students can go back to this track record and analyze each trade on a daily basis and go back to the chart by the means of the timestamp. They can see exactly where those trade setups were. And from there, continue to learn and continue to clear all their questions, all their doubts by going back to the chart and saying, hey, Jerry, that trade at 933.51, exactly why did that happen? Okay, and that's a very, very powerful thing. So it's not a mean to just say, hey, look at how good we are. No, this is a mean that you can use for credibility and also as a tool that you can apply to your learning by knowing exactly where and each of our trade setups happened during each particular day. Okay, so we're going to move on from this. That's our record of timestamp trades. Feel free to follow our blog. Follow the husky.blogspot.com. As far as transparency, why the TraderMakers difference in transparency is that our trade record, once again, it's not a back test. It's not a it's a sustainable track record because it's a trade record of our live room activity only, where live trading takes place. We have fully disclosed setups where you have full chart and dome view. So we don't hide anything from anybody. Everything that we teach you about, you will see in our trading room, and we produce a record of trades exactly from there. Now, this is what you see when you come into our trading room. You're probably wondering, well, can I see a little bit of the trading room? Yes, you can. And as a matter of fact, if you go to our website at the end of the presentation, there's going to be some information on how to come in and take a trial for the room and all that good stuff. This is what we display when we're in our room. We display our charts and our dome, and every trade that we take, you will see it, and you will see the money management from entry to exit and targets and stops and everything there is, you will be able to see. With this kind of guidance, folks, your trading experience could definitely improve and could definitely go to a new level. Now, let me make a quick pause here and make a distinction, an important distinction. I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to name any websites, nothing of that nature. But what I want you to be aware of is that in all of those search results, if you're looking for trading education, you may encounter stuff like this. There are websites where under their trading room results, they post profits, they post records like this. And, you know, just like our emo icon here says, you know, this is really something that I'm not saying they're lying to you. I'm not calling any names or anything. I'm just saying this really isn't as sustainable as a record of timestamp trades that comes directly from your platform. This is a handwritten spreadsheet, folks. So anyone who is just, you know, handwriting results like this, to me, it leaves a little bit of an air of doubt. I'm not saying they're lying to you. All I'm saying, this is really not a sustainable, believable track record. Okay, this is made by hand. Now, on the contrary, our record of trades, let me take you there once again for one quick second. It's produced directly from our Ninja Trader Control Center, directly from our trading platform with a timestamp on the trade. So there is absolutely nothing left to the imagination or anything that you can miss or anything that's been omitted. We did not fill anything by hand. It is recorded in our trading platform. So that's the difference between this and what we do. Also, don't you love receiving emails of trading rooms that are making, you know, such and so many points, and they're trading so many contracts, and look at that, they start, you know, selling you the sky, the moon, the stars, and if with 5 contracts you could have made this, with 10 contracts you could have made that. And oh, by the way, this is how we are so far this year. January we made 24 points. June, you know, May, June, we made, this is exactly what I call fantasy land, okay? And again, folks, I'm not trying to call names. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody. You know, you've probably received these emails as much as I have, and you know, to me, it's a joy to receive these things, because you know, I really do, you know, use it for chuckles and giggles, because there's nothing valuable out of these emails. Again, I don't mean to be rude. I'm just trying to be serious. I want you guys to be able to do your due diligence in a way that is going to provide you with the best of the best, and something that is really going to help you to further your education in trading. Don't get into a pitfall. Get into a good coaching firm that can provide one-on-one coaching, 100% objective rule-based trading system, and most importantly, a record of trades that comes directly from a platform in a timestamp fashion. All right, so hopefully I have established my case on credibility and we're ready to move forward. What you will learn today, we're going to show you what the best way and the best markets to trade are in day trading. What are the best indicators to use? The best way to set up your charts for maximum results. Here's the most important thing, as we titled this webinar, how to use a 100% rule-based system for consistency. And you're going to be able to see the TraderMakers system in action. We're gonna at some point in the next few minutes, we're gonna get rid of the PowerPoint and we're gonna go back to the charts. We're gonna go right into the charts and show you what we mean with the TraderMakers system in action. So let's start with that. The first thing that you guys got to do in order to be able to trade successfully and consistently is to keep it simple. I know, but sometimes this could be an understatement or an overstatement. So there's a hard way to trade. There's, you know, too many indicators, too many time frames, too many charts, too many stuff, you know, just too much stuff. And you would be surprised, but this is the type of things that I received from new traders that come to us for help and say, Jerry, this is what we've been, you know, every possible indicator, every possible, thing that you can add to a chart is there. Every possible color and every possible signal. Okay, and this is absolutely terrible. I would not know where to start with this chart, but this is as complicated as people do it. Reading the tape, reading the flow, reading the volume, etc., etc. There's some good fundamentals on those concepts, but again, I wouldn't know where to start with this. Now, let me show you the TraderMakers Difference. This is exactly what we provide in our trading room and to all the students that join our TraderMakers Signature program. These are the TraderMakers charts and the TraderMakers tools. Can you see the difference? Why is this an absolutely wonderful chart to trade from? Because it has 3 things. It has 3 indicators, color-coded for visual capacity, maximum visual reference, that put together with a simple market flow method will put your probabilities of success at 70% or better and will give you the consistent results that you have seen in our record of trades. Now, just by looking at this chart, you would be able to see that spotting uptrends and spotting downtrends, or even periods of consolidation is just plain easy, just by means of following the colors. Do we agree? So that's what we do. Clean charts, clean cut, precision indicators. So once again, folks, the winning formula is education plus tools plus guidance. If you have the education, but you don't have the tools, your rate of achievement could be very minimal. On the other hand, if you have the tools but you don't have the education, you could be dangerous. You could damage those accounts. Okay? So it's a combination of all three: education plus tools and guidance. That's what's going to get you ahead. So that's what we do here at TraderMakers. We provide the education and we provide the tools. Now, let's talk about those tools for a second. This is what we trade. We trade the futures contracts. So now that you obtained the tools and the education, you're going to obtain the guidance from us, where we prepare you for the future by means of following on your progress on a daily and weekly basis. We prepare you for a very, very comprehensive and meaningful test at the end of the program that will ensure upon graduation that you are in a much better position to take on a live market. We help you with the right risk assessment because everybody's different. So we're gonna tailor this to your risk possibilities. And again, we will follow your progress after graduation. That is something that very few companies are willing to do, because we're willing to put the time into our students, not only just when they're in the program, but also after they have graduated. Now let's talk about the system. There's 3 keys to follow and stay on the trend, because that's what we'd like to do. We'd like to follow and stay with the trend. As retail traders, that's all we can do. The 3 things to be able to put together in order to ensure our survival in the trading business is: you got to be able to understand how price action moves, got to understand how volume and momentum affect the trade, and you got to understand some basic technicals for the trade to work and to do your money management. So we're going to walk you through those. Now, as far as the indicators, you've probably heard of the MACD and the stochastics, the RSI, the volume, the CCI, the moving averages. All of these indicators are free on most trading platforms. But there is a reason why they are free, right? Free will cost you more in the long term. So we have perfected all of this, and we give it to you in a way that you can really, really make some very, very clean-cut precision decisions for your trading. We have tweaked these tools a little bit, and we've come up with our own to come with our proprietary set of indicators that you can add on to your NinjaTrader. And it's called the Husky Pro Trend. The Husky Pro Trend is a set of 3 basic color-based price action indicators, which will help you determine market direction and the best places to follow and stay on the trend. Now, we do all of that by means of putting the 3 fractal energies that matter the most in the market. And those are price, volume, and momentum. What does that mean? Let me deviate from this for a second, and I'm going to open a new slide here. Let's do this a little more interactive here. What do I mean with that? I mean that in order for you to stay on the trend and go from point A to point B successfully, unless this is the moment that you take a trade, right here on point A. This is the moment you take a trade. Now, let me ask you a question. When you take a trade, do you know if it's going to work and it's going to take you directly to your target? No, we don't know. So we got to take a step back here. If we don't know what we're doing, then how could you be taking a trade on the first place? If you don't know this is going to work, why do you take a trade in the first place? Well, that's the wonderful world of probabilities. And we're going to make sure that before we jump on the wagon, we jump with at least 70% odds in our favor. And there's a way to do that. Let me put this side by side. The price, the volume, and the momentum stacked together produce a wonderful 70% odds probability that your entry will generate enough power to move you at least closer to your target 70% of the time. Now, this is a much better position to be in, as long as I know how to jump on the trend and how to follow it, and I can start moving in the direction towards my target right at the beginning of my trade. That puts me in a much better position to start doing some very important and necessary money management techniques to help me ensure that I reach my target. Does that make sense? But only, now let me go back and tell you what matters the most. What matters the most is price, volume, and momentum. So let's analyze the anatomy of a trade. This is the anatomy of a trade. Since we don't know when we take a trade if it's going to work or not, all we can do is stack the odds in our favor in the best way possible to ensure that our point A, it's going to move in our direction. Okay, hopefully we're going to make target most of the times, but at least I want to ensure myself that this thing's going to start moving in my direction. If this thing starts moving in my direction, then all I need is a good solid money management technique to not let that trade lose me money. Make sense? So how do we do that? By means of putting price, volume, and momentum together. So what we've done with our proprietary set of indicators is program 3 simple tools that are going to put price, volume, and momentum together in an easy, simple to read way so that you can follow the trend accurately. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to take a look at this 3 set of tools. Look at the color of the bars. Look at the color of these backgrounds. And for now, I'm going to direct your attention to this big fat line, this red one coming down, and this blue coming up. Now, can you pretty much tell that price, volume, and momentum have all been in agreement from this point, 908, from this point on? Yes. And how about here at 856? Price, volume, and momentum are all pushing down. How do I know? That's the power of our color-coded candlesticks, our color-coded momentum backgrounds, and our color-coded direction averages. Everything is pushing down, therefore price most likely will push down as well. So folks, once again, the power of having 100% rule-based systems and signals, the advantage of that is A, it's going to eliminate the guesswork. B, it's going to help your trading by producing better results because you're not going to be second guessing on trades or skipping trades. And the last part, the most important part of it is it will eliminate all the emotions. That is why 100% rule-based trading in your system is absolutely necessary. Now, our system is better than rule-based. Our system relies on rule-based signals, color-coded signals. But we don't just give you any type of color-coded signals. We give you the color-coded signals that stand behind price, volume, and momentum expansion. And that's how we've been able to produce the results that we produce on the blog. Let me very quickly take you back to the blog because there's something important that I want you to see here. Like I said, we don't hide anything from anybody. We have some bad days too. As a matter of fact, here's one over here. But this is what I want you to take a look at. When we win a realistic amount. When we lose little. And most of the days we trade, we win. Why? Because we truly have the odds in our favor. It's just a matter of doing it consistently on a day-to-day basis. And you can go back on this blog and see these results, folks, because this is what we do following that set of tools that I'm showing you right now. Trading is not as hard as many people think it is. It takes time to understand it. It takes time to learn it. It takes time to practice. And yet, still trading is not for everyone. But if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to follow on a very simple on a very simple set of rules and apply them and live by them, you too can succeed in your trading. So let me just stop this right here. And for the last part of the webinar, I'm now going to take you to the real charts where I'm going to show you where the signals are given and how you can enter these signals to follow and stay with the trend. All right, so we're looking at our live charts from our trading room. And this is a chart of the mini Russell. I select this chart on the day that this presentation is being recorded. And we started at 9:30, shortly after 9:30 a.m. I'm not sure if you can see the time down here, but this is important to tell you exactly where and how we enter our trades. Remember, the most important thing is to follow and stay on the trend. If you can do that, then you're one step ahead. The second thing that it's important to do is to have a system that is 100% objective with rule-based signals so that you can know exactly where to enter every single time. You don't change that rule from one trade setup to the other. In fact, if those rules aren't met 100%, I do not take the trade setup. So I want you to look up here for a moment and try to follow this with me. Every time, what are the three most important factors in a trade? Price, volume, and momentum. That's what it's going to ensure my odds of success of following and staying on the trend. So I have color-coded the charts. We have programmed these charts for the last few years in a way that when price, volume, and momentum are all stacking in one direction, everything is either green or red. Okay, now what does that mean? Let's focus our attention in this area right here. That means that when everything's green, price, volume, and momentum are most likely going in the same direction, all three of them, which provides us an area with a fertile ground to follow the trend to the upside. Wouldn't you agree? But only when all those indicators are lining up. Now, at that point, I could select my entries with much better accuracy for profitable longs. Now, if a red background shows up, that means that momentum is turning negative and the market's either going to start a new trend, reverse a trend, or maybe take a pause. But I want you guys to focus your attention right back here when everything turns green again. When everything turns green again, that means that the math for price, volume, and momentum, which are indicators already programmed to follow, have turned back into positive territory. So all you have to do is start following this trend again successfully by just jumping in every possible opportunity to follow along the longs. Now let's take a look at a little bit of a downturn here. Let's see if we have one. Look at this. This is a fantastic downturn right here. An absolutely wonderful, wonderful downtrend. Let me remove this line here. Look at the big red background, which means that negative momentum is impacting this market. The big fat direction line and the red color-coded candles. This provides a wonderful environment that it's fertile for shorts. And all you have to do is follow the signals to jump on the short trades. Now we're going to filter those trades a little more. Make sense? So now this is what I want to show you now. We are going to teach you, as part of our day trading signature course, we're going to teach you how to follow this simple set of indicators, how to follow this simple set of rules, how to make your system better by being objective, by following the color signals, and by doing this every single day along with us in our trading room. And if you want proof that this works, just go to our blog, followthehusky.blogspot.com. There's one last piece of the equation that I want to show you guys. This tool down here is our Bloodhound Partner Ultimate Husky Pro Trend system. This is a wonderful indicator that comes from our partnership with Shark Indicators. If you go to the Shark Indicators page, the creators of Bloodhound, we have been added once again in recognition of our success and our commitment to traders. We've been added as a ultimate partner. And Bloodhound is an indicator that will allow you to put our system for signal generation, for back testing, and for auto trading capabilities. Now, what Bloodhound does is Bloodhound is going to confirm all the places where long and short trades are taken based on our methodology. And what I would like you to take a look at is, let's follow these signals here and let's see how well the system works by means of putting an automated signal recognition indicator to work for us. So you don't just take my word for it. We're going to put an indicator that's been programmed based on our rules to generate those signals for you. And let's take a look at what this indicators would have done for you on a day like today. First signal to go short. That was a good short. Another signal to go short shortly after. That was a good short too. Another signal to go short. That was a good signal too. The market's coming down all after these signals were generated. Then the momentum background switches to a long mode here. So we should not be looking for short trades anymore starting from this point on, because our momentum indicator is telling us that from this point on the momentum has turned positive. So all along in this area, as you can see, our indicator is not signaling any more trades. The market's in transition until we fire the first long, because everything has turned green now. Green price, green background, green direction average. We have our first signal to go long the market, and that's a great long. And we have another one over here. And this one fails. So what happened here? Well, let's take a look. For the purpose of the argument, let's just say that this one failed. When you come study with us, folks, we're actually going to tell you that this trade gave you the possibility of going in your favor for a certain period of time where an adjustment could have been made. But let's just assume we fell asleep on the trade and you just let this one fail. So I'm going to put a circle in here. I'm going to put a circle and I'm going to label it as a failing trade. So let's just take a look at this chart and see what happened from 9:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock on this day, the day that we're recording this presentation. And I want you to take a quick look at this, folks. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signals. 6 trading signals where only one failed. So 5 out of 6, if we divide 5 by 6, that gives us a whopping 83% probability of success. Do you think it's too good to be true? Well, remember, the foundation of this is price, volume, and momentum. We are not just shooting from the hip. We are not trading blindfolded. We are trading with the mathematics of the 3 most powerful forces that move the price action. So if you learn how to come in and jump and follow the trend by means of following this simple color-coded signals, you could be on your way to consistent profits too. So once again, does this sound too good to be true? Well, why don't we go back to yesterday? Why don't we scroll the chart and see what happened yesterday? Let's go back a day. So here's the previous day. All right. So Once again, look at the backgrounds here. And the backgrounds are mixed. So the market's in transition. That's why we're not getting any signals. Once the background color has been established and our candles are red, our direction is red, and our price candles are red, now we're ready to fire some shorts. Was this a good short? Yeah, that was a good short. That gave you at least one target. So yes, that was a good short. So I'm going to label them. There's one. There's two. There's three. That was a good short too. At least for a target and a half. Was this a good long? That was a fantastically good, healthy long. Was this a good long? That was a fantastic long. So once again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signals. 100% winners. Isn't that amazing, folks? Do you want to go back a little? Let's do one more. Now let's go back to another day. Let's go back to 518 here. The environment is good for longs in this area. The environment is good for shorts in this area. Let's take a look. 1. Was that a good long? That was a fantastic long. Was this a good long? That was an excellent long. Was this a good long? No, that was not a good long. That was a fantastic long. Now let's take a look at this. Was this a good short? Yeah, it was a good short. Was this a good short too? Well, this one, you could say, no, that one didn't go for much. That one actually reversed. Okay, again, we could make the case that when you come study with us, this could give you enough time to maybe adjust your trade. But once again, for the purpose of the argument, let's just assume you fell asleep on this trade. And we're going to flag this one as a possible losing trade. Okay, that signal didn't work. This signal right here did not work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signals in, once again, an hour of time where 4 out of 5 worked. So if we divide 4 by 5, that's a whopping 80%. Folks, I hope you're getting the picture of the powerful of our methodology and our indicators, because this is truly something that you could apply to your trading for better and consistent profits, eliminating the emotions and letting the tools work for you. This is the power of 100% objective rule-based system where nothing is left to the imagination. Now, does this work all the time? No. But does it work most of the time? The answer is yes. So folks, hopefully we have established the credibility. Hopefully we have established something of interest for you. And if you give us one more second, I'd like to talk to you about how the program works. And again, the majority of programs out there cost in the vicinity of $5,000 or more. And they don't have the reliable tools, the dedicated coaching, and what it truly is needed for you guys to succeed in the market. So this is how we have broken down our course. And by the way, our course is not just a bunch of manuals and a bunch of videos that we sent you for you to study and figure out on your own. Remember, folks, our program and our whole methodology is based from one-on-one coaching only. That's what we do. So our day trading signature course with the one-on-one training, between the one-on-one training, the live trading room, and the test preparation, it's a course that within 60 to 90 days, you will be receiving over 50 hours of continuing education. All alone, the one-on-one trainings is over 10 hours of one-on-one education, folks. So this is what it truly matters for you to be successful. So these are the 3 stages of the course. First, you come and learn everything with us. You learn everything about the tools, the setups, the entries, the exits, the money management, the rules-based signals, how the room works, how the tools works, etc. We're gonna prepare you before you can come into the trading room. Now, this is one of the factors why most trading rooms fail for their members, and that is because every trading room expects that folks are going to come in and try to shadow trade along with the mentor or along with the moderator. And that, my friends, is an absolute fallacy. You cannot shadow trade and learn or produce good results, at least not for the long term, for a sustainable term. You won't. Unless you come in fully prepared, knowing what to expect and what to do, you cannot expect to be successful in a trading room. So that is the reason why our trading room is not open on monthly subscriptions. I'm sorry to break that to you, but I needed to bring that up at some point. When you go to our website, TraderMakers.com, you're going to see that we have some trial options, but we just do not sell the trade room as a standalone piece on monthly subscriptions because it would not do you any good. We will be making a lot of money on your monthly subscription, but it's not going to do you any good. Remember, we're a credible, reliable company. So disclosing that to you up front, candor goes a long way, right? So unless you know exactly what to do before you come in the room, you're not going to be fully prepared to take advantage of what, you can really maximize your efforts. Finally, we are going to prepare you over the course of 60 to 90 days to go into a test, a very well laid out comprehensive test where not only you, but we are going to know if you're ready to really go and put your hard-earned money to work. What happens to the majority of traders? They find a program, they watch a couple of videos, they paper trade it for a couple of weeks, and then what? Kaboom, there goes the account. And then they do it again. Kaboom, there goes another account. No, folks, we're not gonna, we've been there, we've done that. So we don't want that to happen to you. If you've done it before, we're sorry. We don't want to see that happen to you again. But this is a new day, folks. You can't look back. You can only look forward. Hopefully, we're going to motivate you and inspire you to build from a new day. And if you've never done this and this is your first time, well, you're rest assured that you're starting with the right foot. Because before we let you play your own money, at least under our blessing, is until you passed and graduate our program by means of doing all these 3 stages. The success rate for those students that complete these 3 stages of our program is very, very high. And what I would like to do is I would like to take you to the results versus the hype. Once again, folks, how could you make sure that everything that I've said to you, it's clicking inside your head? You're getting excited about it. But really, what's the catch, Jerry? What's the catch? Well, once again, we think there's none. The credibility of the companies that have made us partners. The credibility of our record of timestamp trades that's been there for you to review for the last 5 years. And some of the best testimonials that you can find on our website, which, let me just show you this. Independent organizations have actually reviewed our program, and we have included links to those pages for you to review. Independent, not-for-profit organizations do unbiased reviews of our program and our services. Folks, we do believe that we have the winning combination for you to get your trading career back on track, or for you to start your trading career right on track. So I would like to wrap this presentation by thanking you guys for your time. I would like to thank you by offering you guys a gift. I have 2 gifts for you because I appreciate your valuable time. I would like to offer you a free indicator for your Ninja Trader charts. All you need to do is send us an email at info@tradermakers.com and mention this webinar. And you are going to receive, and yeah, please put free indicator on the subject line. You're going to receive our multicolored momentum indicator, which is one of the predecessor indicators from TraderMakers. All you have to do is follow the color-coded changes and put them into your charts to see how well you can get momentum signals. So don't forget, info@tradermakers.com. You're going to have a lot of fun with that indicator. Now, you're probably wondering how much does our program cost? And again, many programs cost north of $5,000 that are not nearly as complete and not nearly as consistent and verifiable and credible as ours. So we're going to tell you what you can get with our program. This is the cost of our program. On the day trading signature course, you get your manuals, you get your 5 one-on-one coaching sessions with over 10 hours of personalized instruction, and you get free daily unlimited access to the trading room. Of course, you're going to need the tools. Remember, education plus tools. You're going to need the Ninja Trader, the Husky Ninja Trader indicator set, which is this one that you saw on the charts. Let me take you there for a second so you can see it again. This is the Ninja Trader Husky indicator set. And you're going to get the Pro Trend, the background, all the CCI and all future updates on it. This is the cost of the program, folks. Our program is designed to take you from point A to point B without leaving anything behind. If you add the cost of the coaching plus the indicators plus a one-time trading room sign-up fee, that's going to be just close to $5,000. But we have a special offer for you guys attending this educational webinar. And what we would like to do, we'd like to take on serious traders. We have openings for serious traders only. And what we would like to do is we would like to offer all this, which truly holds a value of $5,000. We would like to offer to you for one time, if you mention this webinar, for nearly half of that. So this is a great deal, folks, that we hope that if you're serious about your trading, you can look further into this. And if you mention this webinar, you can access our coaching package, our indicators, our trading room access, and unlimited coaching and support for life for nearly half of the usual cost. But there's a caveat here. This offer is only good until June 30th because we want serious traders. We're going to give you some time to do your due diligence, but we also have to get serious too. We want serious traders. We want committed traders, committed individuals that not only can put the resources into their learning, but also their time and their willingness to be coached. So folks, all of these at nearly half of the usual cost, it could be yours before June 30th for one payment of $2,995. So I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. Please remember, the winning formula is education plus tools plus guidance. And if you have any questions about our program, our trading room, our coaching style, our track record, or anything, please don't hesitate to drop me an email or call me. I'd love to hear from you. That's my contact information. And I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I would like to thank you guys for attending, all of you traders. And especially, I would like to thank once again Larry Jacobs of Online World Traders Expo for giving us an opportunity to be here and for putting these events that definitely help the community grow and that gives better products and better ideas to traders to continue to advance their careers. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention and for your time. I truly hope to hear from you, and I would love to trade with you. Don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm Gerard, Reynaud, President and Founder of TraderMakers. I wish you happy trading and much success. Goodbye.